Hi guys, welcome to Office Blokes React. I'm Office Bloke Dave.
I'm Office Bloke Mike.
I'm Office Bloke Daz.
Together with the Office Blokes.
Yes.
It is true. Now, you were just asking what this is off camera.
Yeah.
I actually watched, there's a Netflix series that's Philomena Cunk. She seems to just go around interviewing people and people think it's serious and then she just asks them stupid questions and it's funny.
Never heard of her.
All right. You have to be really careful pronouncing her name, don't you?
Yeah.
No, I mean...
Philomena.
Max queued this one up though. So
Right.
I have seen some of it on Netflix and enjoyed it.
Yep.
Yeah.
So I'd class
Let's give it
myself
a go,
as a fan. So yeah, we'll check it out. Best Philomena Cunk moments. Let's do it.
Who are you?
I'm Ian Borden.
I
I'm a
recognise her.
professor of architecture at
She's an actress as well.
Yeah, I recognise her.
She was in Afterlife.
Yeah, she was.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know she is.
University College London.
What is a building?
A building is anything that anyone has built.
So my shoes are a building. How many three wise men were there?
Who knows? And
I don't understand bread sauce.
It's a great way of making a really savoury sauce.
Bread and sauce are two completely different things, aren't they?
Well, they are, but you can grind the bread down and then cook it in milk to make a really good sauce.
It just looks like sort of cheers.
When Henry died, Edward became king, aged just 9 years old.
Edward died aged 15, the youngest anyone had ever died of old age. When you teach a kid Shakespeare, do their heads grow physically?
I have seen some of this somewhere. I don't know where the hell I've seen it.
It's very...
It's ages ago, but I don't know.
I don't know if she was on BBC and then on Netflix after or something. So maybe you've seen her on TV.
I might have just caught part of a programme when she was doing
very
it.
LEG, isn't it?
A little bit, yeah. Yeah, but done in a very different, I
think it's very... it's almost like whether it's LEG or Borat. It's very Sacha Baron Cohen.
It's definitely asking the stupid questions, but then it's the sort of curveball that comes with it that it's not just not getting it. It's just being extra special.
It just definitely sort of like looks like to me like definitely LEG.
Yeah. I get what you mean.
Identical. Yeah.
Old age. When you teach a kid Shakespeare, do their heads grow physically bigger?
no.
It's comforting, isn't it, to realise we don't have nuclear weapons these days?
Well, it depends who you mean by we. The British have got nuclear weapons and have recently indeed decided to increase the number of warheads that they possess.
Yeah, but they're blanks, aren't they? They're full of blanks.
No, not at all. No. These are fully capable missile systems with nuclear warheads. Many other states have them. I'm afraid that nuclear war and the threat of nuclear destruction remains very much with us.
All right, can we talk about something a bit more cheerful?
Anything you like.
Do you like ABBA?
Oh, no, I'm not.
When a feminist looks in the mirror, do they see an equal woman or a better woman?
They quite often, like all of us, look for what they want to see and they look for what they hope to see.
You see yourself back to front, don't you, in a mirror? But not upside down. Why is that?
Well, hopefully, because that's the way that mirrors are designed.
What power's a mirror? Sorry, you're not the mirrors expert, are you? And to add insult to injury, that money will most likely have a picture of a man on it, because most banknotes don't have women on them, apart from the Queen, who's on all of them.
Maybe one day, human beings won't need buildings anymore. Although, for that to happen, we'd probably need to evolve skins made of bricks. And that might take at least another 30 years.
Macbeth is startled at dinner by the unexpected appearance of Banquo's ghost, played here for some reason by the letter H.
Which of you have done this?
But what was so great about Henry VIII? Why is he the king we all still remember, unlike, say, Richard V? Well, for one thing, he was fat, so he takes up more room in the memory.
The Andromeda Galaxy is going to hit us.
The Andromeda Galaxy? A whole galaxy is going to hit us?
Yeah. On about the same time scale, actually.
So could we fall down a black hole?
Yeah, you could fall into one.
Is that the same? Because I heard that you could be, if, you know, this is one way that the world could end, is that we're all just sucked off through a hole. I mean, that must be terrible. Can you imagine what it would feel like to be sucked off through a hole?
Yeah.
Back in Queen Victorian times, women weren't allowed to vote, even though we had a female king. So some women formed a gang called the Suffragettes.
1 in 20 people has been a victim of crime, which means that 19 out of 20 people are criminals. No wonder we need police.
Over the centuries, many things have been used as money, including amber, wheat, eggs, travellers' checks, feathers, book vouchers, lobsters, beads, gold, leather, nectar points, rice, peas, mugs and money.
It was only the last of these that caught on.
It's almost unbelievable that before Charles Darwin...
It's just so stupid.
It's just all I can see is Ali G. It's just like listening to it's a female Ali G, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's exactly the same.
The interviewing style is definitely very
exactly the
similar.
same, yeah.
Slightly different to a certain extent, because some of these more serious people won't know who she is.
Yeah.
I get that. I think some of the sort of like celebrities probably have an idea.
Well, when Ali G first came out, if you remember, he did the one where it was feminists.
Yeah.
And he was going like, so, and he's very similar questions he was asking. It's almost identical.
He's a bit more flamboyant now, wasn't he, with his outfit? He looks
Yeah.
like he looked like it might be a bit more of a spoof where she's dressed up to look like...
She looks like
serious.
a presenter of a informative TV show, doesn't she?
Yeah.
Do you remember, the Ali G one keeps doing the rounds at the moment where he has a representative from Palestine and one from Israel.
Yeah.
And then he says, you know, I don't understand why you don't like each other because you both like hummus. And then he keeps describing the Hamas person as who you're from. So stupid.
That's what I'm saying. It's that stupid humour, like, you know, pretend to be really stupid. Catherine Tate did it as well, if you remember.
Yeah. She did it in a bit more of an annoying way, though.
Yeah, it's very funny, though.
Yeah.
Of these that caught on.
It's almost unbelievable that before Charles Darwin invented evolution in 1859, no one had ever evolved. Without him, none of us would be here today, except in the form of fossils or gibbons.
This is the National Theatre. It's designed to look so horrible that people are glad to be inside watching boring plays.
Today, Britain stands at a fork in its crossroads, and its people are asking questions. Now we've got our country back, what actually is it? Who are we, and why?
You know when you read a word in a book, and you sort of hear that word in your head, how do they get the sounds into the ink to make it play in your head?
Well,
she wrote, "The world to an end will come in 1881, a claim which has recently been debunked by experts through a careful process of looking around and seeing the world still here."
Today, some people choose to turn the outside of their homes into a giant advent crown.
A jolly house covered in electric lights may be expensive and use a lot of power, but it's the perfect way to cheer up a world worried about climate change and dwindling resources.
Queen Elizabeth I got a crown screwed on here in Westminster Abbey.
It was in this ship Drake became the first person to circumcise the globe, which is probably why this sort of ship is called a clipper. People genuinely believed witches were amongst them, their fear fueled by leaked photos like this. Did an explorer ever try to sail into the sky? You know, find a bit of sea that's sort of going up and...
No.
We're often told to feel sorry for those who are alone at Christmas, but these days that's all of us, and it's brilliant. Why did Nelson always have one hand up his jumper? What was he doing up there?
He'd lost most of his right arm, so...
The pagans celebrated the solstice by cutting down holly and ivy and dragging it into their homes, along with a giant Yule log which they'd set fire to. It sounds rubbish, but with no app store to speak of, killing trees and plants was as good as entertainment got, even at Christmas. Despite being the stuff of nightmares, Santa is the world's most popular home intruder. But at Christmas 1914,
There was a brief ceasefire. The fighting stopped.
Soldiers got out of their holes and joined together in a place called No Man's Land, showing that even at moments of peace, men will still divide into two sides and try to beat one another.
It's just so bizarre, isn't it?
It's like I say, for me, it's chuckle funny.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're not going to piss yourself at it.
No.
But when I watched it on Netflix, I think I binged it in about an evening and just had it on.
Yeah.
You know, and like you're dicking about on your phone and you're chuckling at it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like it though. It's obscure.
Like I say, for me, very Ali G.
Yeah. Maybe it's better if you watch the whole one. Rather than going between sort of interviewees, maybe you get the context a bit better if you go through the whole of one person, because then you get to know what they're like, the interviewee, don't you, if they're taking it seriously.
Yeah. It's one of them things, when you've seen it before and you know kind of like what the reaction's going to be. That's the bit that sort of like gets. There was some funny things she said in there.
Yeah.
But getting them words wrong, like I say, it's just so Sacha Baron Cohen.
Yeah,
it's the way the way it was presented and all that kind of stuff. I don't know if he's behind it. I don't know. But I guess he had to do something different other than him because everyone knew he is.
Everyone knows that's it.
I think he's bringing back.
It was very
one of
funny
the characters, though, isn't he?
Oh, is he?
There might be another Borat or something happening.
I think he's done.
I do.
It's really, isn't it? But I think the Borat films were all right, weren't they?
The last one,
especially the first one, anyway. But then, as with sequels, they always tend to sort of like get a bit sort of like diluted, don't they?
There was one with his daughter, and she was trying to become famous or something.
That's right,
I actually thought that was really shit.
Yeah,
I tried watching it and I had to switch it off. But I'm a fan of Borat. I've enjoyed the earlier ones.
Yeah. I mean, I think Ali G was better than Borat, but it's
Ali G was the absolute iconic one, really.
But if you think about the interviews that he did and the way he said things and the way he got his words mixed up and all that, and pronounced the words different, it was very same as that.
There's been a few like Mrs. Merton was exactly the same sort of thing, was it? But she was really good.
She was
as well,
more of intelligent sort of like style, wasn't she?
Yeah.
Mrs. Merton, the way she sort of like presented.
Yeah.
So I think it was more of a smarter sort of like outwit you.
Yeah.
So I think whereas that's kind of like that, like I'm really stupid, I'm going to come across as stupid, very, like that's
Yeah,
exactly what Ali G did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's sort of like non-offensive watching. It's like watching an episode of Friends or something. It's just
of course.
It's chuckle funny.
Yeah.
Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed it. Don't forget like and subscribe. We'll catch you on the next one.
Cheers, guys.
Cheers.